Parliament says it's conducting a full investigation on the matter. For reaction, the parliamentary spokesperson Moloko Mothapo is on the line. Moloko, thank you so much for your time. Moloto, rather. Thank you so much for your time this afternoon. Let's begin firstly. Were you aware of these assassination threats against Julius Malema's life?
No, Parliament was never made aware of such kind of security threats, but you will appreciate that for an event like a State of the Nation address, no chances are taken. There is a full security assessment of the event to ensure that appropriate security is deployed, because you've got members of the public, you've got members of Parliament, members of the executive, the presidency, members of the judiciary who requires protection, and they have to attend to the State of the Nation address under a climate of security. And Parliament never takes chances when it comes to security of such kind of events. So I can with confidence say that the event was secure, as all of us would have seen. Nothing happened except for this unfortunate accident that the presiding officers have denounced strongly.
Of course, part of the allegation here is that parliamentary personnel, including the very officials that you're speaking about who were there to provide security last night, have been infiltrated by individuals who want to see Julius Malema killed. To the extent that that is the case, has that been an issue raised with you either by the police minister, as we've been told that he's aware of the situation, and in fact he's given the go-ahead for Malema to receive protection from the police? Do you know of those special security arrangements around him?
Well, definitely as Parliament we are not aware. I'm sure that is a matter that for public figures like Mr. Malema, there are always security assessments that are conducted by the South African Police Service that is responsible for securing members of the public, including public figures. So that will be between the person who, against whom any security or around whom a security assessment is conducted, and the SAPS. But insofar as Parliament is concerned, there is absolutely no security threat assessment that has been made with regard to Mr. Malema, and we believe that a natural thing when there is such a threat, especially around the State of the Nation address, it should be reported to the presiding officers and the appropriate law enforcement agencies.
Moloto, do you believe, or do you have reason to believe that your security officials have been infiltrated, as is being argued by the EFF here?
No, absolutely not. Where we are standing, we believe that their responsibility, and that is the responsibility that they've been fulfilling with diligence, is to guard Parliament, ensure that everybody who comes to Parliament, including members of Parliament themselves, they do so under a very secure environment. They continue to do their job and carry out their responsibilities in the chamber. So, but those are very serious allegations. If the research suspicion, we believe that that must be the appropriate thing is to report that to the relevant authorities so that they can be investigated. But absolutely, you cannot, on the basis of the such suspicions, have members of Parliament who are assaulting the law enforcement officers in a manner that this officer was assaulted yesterday.
Moloto, in this instance, the EFF says that Julius Malema was the one who was being manhandled by the security official. They believe that the MP's response was appropriate.
Now, there can never be any justification if what we have seen in the video turns out to be true, reflection of what really transpired, because as we have said in the statement, the presiding officers have requested that all the facts around the scene of the incident be investigated and be gathered so that appropriate course of action can be determined. But absolutely not, because members of parliament, as public representatives, they always are expected to reflect highest form of discipline, to be exemplary to the rest of society, and they carry themselves in a manner that is expected of honorable members of parliament. So that's why the presiding officers are quite disturbed. They are outraged by what they have seen in the video, and once they've got all the facts, they will be able to announce what is it that they are going to do.
All right. We'll let Parliament get on with that investigation now. Moloto Motapo, he is the parliamentary spokesperson.